So if you go on the internet and search for how to make money online, you will find hundreds of thousands, if not millions of videos just on this one topic alone. On YouTube, you find things like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, crypto, trading, content creation, real estate, ChatGPT, which of course is the latest thing now. You see, the problem with all these videos you're watching is that these people are just regurgitating the same content and they're putting out for you to watch, and then they make money off of AdSense, and you end up watching a ton of these videos, maybe a couple of thousand, and you end up calling them a scam. And then you jump on to the next video and then you watch and repeat the process for God knows how long, and at the end of the day you end up feeling worthless, or you end up feeling like a failure. But let me tell you something, the problem is not these videos, the problem is you. You see, the people making these videos are exploiting your lack of clarity. The vast majority of them may have a motive for making the videos. Maybe they're trying to teach something to people, but the vast majority of people who watch end up doing nothing with the information. And some of these people who upload these videos don't even know what they're talking about, and you end up trying to do what they ask you to do, and then you don't see the results coming. You see, clarity comes from you as a person looking internally and asking yourself these questions: what skills do I have? What specific kind of knowledge about a particular industry do I have? Or better still, what set of skills do I have in this specific industry? What interests did I have when I was a kid? Was it singing, painting, writing, design, IT, engineering, psychology, fashion, law, medicine, social work, whatever? So to help you identify that one thing, I want you to ask yourself this question: if someone woke you up in the middle of the night and asked you to come to an arena and give a talk without you doing any advanced preparation, the topic you would choose to give a talk on is the path you should work. In most cases, it has to be something that you are obsessed about, not interested. Interested people have watched obsessed people take over the world. Like the saying goes, it has to be something that feels like stress for most people but comes naturally to you, or better still, feels like play to you. It has to be something that is ingrained in the fiber of your very being, that you couldn't possibly go a day without thinking about it, even subconsciously. We're talking you just sitting and thinking about it, subconscious. I need you to listen carefully, because this information is going to save you from scrolling aimlessly on social media and searching for videos that seem to be good but have nothing to do with your purpose. You have to know what your gift is, or better still, you have to find your gift. Listen, I'm going to share 3 things with you from the good book that's going to help put your mind into perspective. And you don't have to be religious to believe in this. It works. The first proverb says that a man's gift will make way for him and give him access to great men. The second proverb says a man's skill at his work will stand before kings and not before ordinary men. And finally, the last and not the least, it says that there is profit in every labor. I need you to think about what you just read now. Go back and screenshot this. After looking internally, and when you find that thing, that gift that has been given to you, do me a favor. Do everything humanly possible to become an expert at that one thing. I don't care what it is. I need you to master it. When you find it, now you can go on the internet and search for videos that teach you how to master what it is that your gift is. Because no matter what it is you're doing, there's someone out there who's doing it. But what makes you different is that there's no other person on this planet like you. You're unique. No one has your DNA. There's no competition. You being authentic to yourself destroys every other person who's doing the same thing. You have to master it. I don't know if you know what mastery means. It means you can execute something exceptionally well without necessarily being conscious of what you're doing. It has been ingrained into your personality. You can do it without thinking. That is mastery. Perhaps the most important thing that you have to do after you've mastered that thing that is your gift, wait for it, learn marketing. Listen, I know I just told you to go and master whatever it is your interests or your gifts are, but there's a term known as starving artist. If you've never heard of it before, why am I asking you to go and learn marketing? If you do not want to suffer, if you do not wish to be manipulated, if you do not want to have to deal with cheap clients who are determined to frustrate your life, if you do not want to be taken advantage of, if you do not want to be ripped off, and most importantly, if you do not want to be frustrated and end up hating that thing that is your gift, you must learn marketing. You see, what separates the people who have the things that you desire is not the effort that you make. Effort is common. There are more than 7 billion people on this earth, and every single person is making an effort. The vast majority of people on earth are making the same efforts that you're making, and that is why the majority of people end up with the same results. Uber is in the taxi business. The same is true for the people driving the taxis. Now, no shade to Uber drivers around the world. The person who came up with the idea of Uber has a different kind of knowledge. Adobe is in the industry of professional photography, video production, and graphic design, but the engineers at Adobe have a different kind of knowledge in the same industry. They're responsible for producing the tools that make the jobs of professional photographers, video directors, and graphic designers easy. They have a different kind of knowledge, but in the same industry. You see, this explains why two people can be in the same line of business, the same resources, the same circumstances, but they end up having different results. The right knowledge is what makes all the difference. The right knowledge. And in this case, knowledge about how you can change the behaviors of the people who you seek to serve with your gift or your talent is crucial. Knowledge about how you can change the behaviors of strangers and make them obsessed about the thing that you have mastered is a must to ensure your survival. And that, my friends, is the purpose of this entire channel. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever bought something from the store or the supermarket that you didn't need? Have you ever come across an ad and you ended up desiring the product or service that was advertised in that ad, even if you didn't necessarily need it? Have you ever felt thirsty just by looking at an advert of, let's say, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? The people behind these ad agencies know what you don't know. Before I started working in advertising and marketing, we studied a technique that combines knowledge from neuroscience with marketing strategies to understand what makes consumers buy certain products or services. Essentially, it looks at what parts of the brain light up or become active when we see an advertisement or a product, and this helps marketers to create ad campaigns that are wildly effective, accurate, and are more likely to catch the attention and persuade people to make a purchase. It's kind of like getting a sneak peek into the mind of the consumer to see what really grabs their attention and what doesn't, what really interests them and what doesn't. In the next video, I'll be breaking down some concepts of neuromarketing and how you can use them to make people desire your product or service. I don't care what you're selling. Neuromarketing is simply the study of a human brain to predict behavior, not just to predict, but to influence. So to predict and to influence human behavior. If you know how effective this is, the reason you should learn neuromarketing is because it gives you an edge over the person that you're selling to. Most of you have fallen victim to neuromarketing, but you do not know. In fact, most advertisement campaigns are designed in a way that consumers do not notice them. There's a saying that if the customer notices the advertisement, then you have failed to influence the vast majority of the people you're supposed to be selling your product to. It is designed to be subtle. I need you to stay tuned for what is coming.